Welcome back, folks, to more Stasis Bone Totem, and when last we left off, Mac took a boat ride and is now in an area that we can continue moving forward with him, but I figured out that if you open up the old radiation shield, we can get the warhead, and we are able to advance Moses' little story a little bit. But now Moses has reached a dead end, so we will switch back to Mac and see what horrors await him over here. Reflected specks of distant bonfire light pierce the foggy pool that blankets the remains of the ancient city, the embers of malicious and ravenous life. And the murky dampness vibrates with throngs of blind eel-like fish as they frenzy over blood-stained garbage in the canal. And the crafters run aground on a submerged mound of mud, collapsed masonry, rendering it as useful as the other stranded and upturned boats. As the upturned craft bobs underfoot, the tip-tap skittering of disturbing life can be heard as they hastily crawl along the underside. And backlit shadows of shuddering figures dance across the interior walls while a sickening odour of cooking meat teases your nostrils. And blood still drips from the fresh corpses hanging impaled and unwound onto the crosses that bear them, propped up as macabre greeting ornaments.
Use caution, brother. Be silent.
Yeah, I get it.
It will alert others to your presence.
I get it, crazy voice. Thanks.
Okay. So, if I gotta move through here without being spotted, is that the trick? Remnants of a larger structure worn down by age and ancient catastrophe.
Someone tried to open this with their belt. They didn't make it.
You will need more leverage than the belt alone can offer, brother.
Well, bones. That was pretty obvious. Oh, God. A fractured collection of beams desperately attempt to delay a subsiding ceiling, and an odorous waxy complexion roils and snakes across the surface of the water in repeated patterns like a morbidly overgrown wasp nest. A sickly sweet scent of medicinal syrups emanates from the depths, and the ancient stone supports strain and groans under the weight of the hewn blocks, and mouldering remains of abandoned infrastructure strain against age and collective collapse.
Oh, Cayne. This water is probably half blood.
Not just the water. This whole place is blood. Listen. Do you hear it?
It sounds like chanting.
Take solace, brother, in that it is the worst of what you will see, but still yourself, all the same.
Well, that doesn't sound heartwarming at all, really, does it? What lies beyond? Oh, God. God damn. Okay, let's go. The fluid-smattered masks worn by the executioners possess a sadistic painted smile, and a horrific scene of death reeking of flesh and vomit. And blood is seeping from sacrificial wounds into the waterway below. Agonizing cries of pain and shrieks from the brutalized slaves and prisoners are hidden by the melancholy music and guttural chanting.
Cayne.
Mac? Mac, what are...
No, Charlie. Mute my channel. Don't listen. Don't watch.
The truth can only be denied so long, brother.
Jesus. There's probably a hidden object there, but never. We won't worry about that. Sundered limbs drift downriver, dead fingers brushing across the surface as they pass. Rivulets of ichor trickle over the vine tendrils, staining them red before dripping into the corpse muck below. And foul blood oozes from tears and punctures that populate the coagulated mass of bodies pouring into the waterway below. And a net of glistening sinew drapes across the passageway like necromantic curtains, and wading through the thickening Groom River of congealed blood and matted offal incites bubbles that vomit up distressing fetters of deep decay.
Charlie, are you there? I'm safe now.
Mac? What was that?
You don't want to know. How are you doing?
Mac? I can't...
She is fading, brother. She is dying.
I'm coming, Charlie. Hold on.
She's so gonna be dead time we get there. I mean, come on. Oh. Okay, hello. Right. Clusters of crystal shards puncture the stonework, their phosphorescence granting the small mercy of illumination. And the marshy floor stinks of wet mud and rotting fish, further polluted by the milk-like fluid seeping out from a nearby corpse. And the structure has partially collapsed, now filled with a dried clot of stone and mud. And a shaft of light points to an opening in the stone wall. A rattling of bones emanates from beyond the egress. The splintered arch slowly submits to the weight it bears, allowing trickles of mud and seawater to filter through the cracks. And tiny spines adorn the creature's front and hind tarsi. 6 disturbingly lanky appendages stand fast over a pile of human bones. Blood-soaked fangs tremble in frightening excitement as its numerous eyes search for the slightest movement. Okay, this is going to be, Oh, the Cayne employee's uniform has been encrusted with old blood, bile, and a penetrating odour of expelled waste. Right. Let's do a quick save. Okay, so we've got a PDA down here. Let's have a look. Can't be much on it. God damn, that's a log and a half, isn't it? Colin Frick, molecular biologist. My parents were planning to sign me up for the suicide lottery. They were prepared to trade my life for the amount it would have cost the state to support me. I ask myself every day, was I such a failure that my life was worth so little? Is it worth more now? Then I try to think about something else, focusing on the good. The irony is that I joined Cayne Corp to avoid the lottery. Local message blast to all survivors. Let's be optimistic, guys. Smile, even if you have to grit your teeth. Help is on the way. I rigged the mill up to charge our batteries. These fuckers are scared of good old-fashioned LED power. And everybody seems to be having the same dream, except for me. Bobby woke up screaming and bashed her head on the rocks. Jason hurled himself into the abyss, singing like a choir boy on his way down. And they attacked while we were sleeping. I'm not sure where they took us. They hung some of us in cages made of bones. I was put in a hole carved out of the wall with James and a few others. There's some kind of grate keeping us in. but I think we can find a way out. The good news is, if they've found a way to survive down here, then we might be able to as well. We just need to find a way to communicate with them. I'm a fraud, okay? Stop asking me about the glowing fish shit they're feeding us. I'm not a biologist. My name is not Colin. I didn't even discover the parasites in the water. Al-Kabur did. All I know is we don't have a choice. We have to eat what they give us, even if it makes us sick. I don't know how to explain what I've seen, but they didn't capture us in self-defense like I originally thought. They've started taking us, one at a time. I don't know where they go, but when they bring people back, parts are missing. The stitching is controlled and surgical as though done by a doctor. It's so precise. The taken ones don't usually survive long. I think they lose something important inside, organs or something. All I know is they moan for a while and then the moaning stops. Others get taken and don't come back at all. I'm not sure which is worse, or which they'll do to me. These troglodytes carved up one of their own on a stone pillar below us. It looked like a sacrifice. Several of them removed his brain and his entire spine. Others watched and chanted. The rest of the body was left on the rock, and now it's rotting there. What struck me more than anything is that the victim looked like he welcomed it. He wasn't fighting back. It seemed like it was an honor to die this way, like it served some higher purpose. Liam and I are going to dig ourselves out. We could make it in a few weeks if the locals don't take us first. I've been giving half rations to Liam. We need to save some for when we get out. Then we'll find out what the troglodytes have been eating. We can make it. Barely, but we can. I know we can. I don't think you did, Colin. Something tells me you definitely did not make it. Now let us try and take a look over here, shall we? And see whether or not we get eaten by a beast of burden.
Hey! Hey, stop! Stop! Don't! Cayne!
He is lost, brother. Some simply do not have the head for this blaze.
Jesus. Well, that is a woman, a child, and a doggo. Not much we can do with that. Android. The silicon lifeform is irreparably damaged after being subjected to all sorts of abuse.
You gotta be kidding me.
A marvel, isn't it, brother? Like all the life here.
I wouldn't go that far. That thing would rip me to shreds.
To be certain, you must find a way past, or a way to remove it.
Okay. But let's see what happens when we don't.
Containment leak, please stand clear. Containment leak, please stand clear.
This one is less than human, or perhaps more. The marvels of your time.
The people here agreed with you. They tried to gut it.
Yes, brother, my flock is enthusiastic in its path, if nothing else.
Oh my god. It is actually quite amusing. Warning. Ejecting core will result in discharge. Avoid electrocution. Stand clear. Attention. Core systems disabled until leak containment. Oh, hello. Eject core. Yes.
Warning, core ejection imminent. Stand clear. Warning.
Oh, son of a...
That'll do it. Oh, hello. We're back here again. back at home.
Tempting fate. Should have listened, Pop.
Still trying to figure out what's actually going on in these sections. It's just, it seems very out of place.
The last mail I'll ever get here. Last anything.
That pasta looks dry as shit, mate. It's nasty. Failure to pay salvage operation SA9 revoked. Cancelled. Thank you for your immediate attention to this matter. For information on the outstanding amount and instructions on how to make the payment, please contact our office immediately at Cayne 778, Office 9A. It is essential to address this matter promptly to reinstate your license and avoid any legal consequences. We take this opportunity to remind you of your responsibilities as a licensee to comply with all regulations and agreements governing salvage activities. We hope that this situation can be resolved swiftly and we can continue to work together in a responsible and lawful manner. Oh dear.
So fast. All you have to do is blink.
Yes, brother. Holy fire, a glorious solution.
Thanks. Sure got noticed, though. Sounds like I stirred up a hornet's nest.
Yes, brother, you draw attention wherever you go.
Okay. Gotta move.
On the other side of the room, the prisoner's severed legs lay still, smoke rising from the burned meat. A bloated, livid tongue protrudes obscenely out of an exposed orifice, blood oozing onto the floor. It's very dead. And the android's burning circuits fizzle and pop like popcorn on a stove. And blood and putrid organ matter have liquefied and congealed into scalded blisters of emulsified gore. The various sculptures replicate vague memories of the outside world, reimagining of the distant forest and the beasts that lived within. By chance or design, the soft chirrups of insects residing within the sculptures vaguely resemble avian treetop banter. A towering structure cobbled together with bone, a skeletal depiction of a tree. Fingers and femurs and ribs are bound together to form splayed branches and roots. And numerous reflective rocks have been lodged into the branches, possibly resembling fruit, flowers, or decorations. And on the pedestal there rests a ghoulish canine edifice. Its demonic visage and split limbs are constructed solely from the improvised application of human bone. A crude shack lined with rib cages and spinal ridges is dominated by a rising chimney with slack-jawed skulls. And the two beasts are a chaotic amalgamation of human and animal parts, locked in an eternal confrontation as tumultuous as their construction, and thin strips of leather and dried skin have been pierced and woven into the branches to simulate leaves. And the low light gives life to the contorted forms, nightmarish parodies of plant life seeming to shift and twitch. And a tumultuous mess of bones has been knitted together to loosely resemble the spread wings of a bird-like figure about to take flight.
The Bone Orchard. Their homage to a surplus robe they can only imagine. Pulled from my memories, my emotions.
This is how you remember the world above?
Creative license, brother.
Where are we going? Where are you taking me?
Only where you must be.
I have to find my wife.
Then you have answered your own question.
You said you wanted me to do something for you. What is it?
Nothing complicated, brother. Merely help me fix my greatest mistake, and in the process, save the world.
Is that all?
Doesn't seem like too much to ask, really, does it? Actually, adaptive power cell. This is some advanced tech. The nanites can instantly form a bridge connection to anything that needs to be powered, even old machinery. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll explore this room and then maybe we might get Moses out of his little predicament. A draft of humid, hot air tumbles from the tunnel beyond, prickling your skin with beads of sweat. And threads of dried phlegm creep across the mucus surface, crackling underfoot. That's a way to go. Oh. Warm to the touch, thick mucus milked from something unimaginable radiates heat and a cloying scent of wet dirt and rotting vegetables. Okay, we've got 2 ways to go with Mac, but we have one way we know we can go with our bear boy. So let's switch over to our Moses and we'll stick the battery in.
Adding the batteries, Mac. Adapting power supply to new consumption system.
You did it. Charlie's right. You're amazing.
My Mac.
Okay, Moses, we can keep on trucking. The ladder steps warp and bend underfoot, the corroded steel straining to support any weight that befalls them. And freed from the hatch's vice, the body has drifted down to the chamber floor like a discarded play doll. And the gargantuan ballast tank emits soft groans, its casing bloating as the metal struggles to contain the gas stored within. And a cloud of muck globules drift down from above, dislodged by the shifting structure, covering the chamber floor in a growing pool of putrid soup. And a bulbous coating of grime covers the tank, a gradual collection of dust, waste and mud creating an impenetrable wall of gunk. And carts of mouldering supplies have shifted and slipped out from the rigging, colliding in a cargo pile-up on the water surface. A ballast relief valve is used to allow water into or entrap pressurized oxygen within the tanks.
Cold. Cold and thick. But I'm not scared now.
Good, Moses. Good. You have to find the suits. They have to be there somewhere.
Just keep swimming.
Mac, I have found them. Using courage.
Way to go, Bear. 2 suits. Wait, but...
One is blocked.
That's fine. That's okay. Grab the free one. We can use that one for now.
But, Mac, there are 2 of you.
It's okay, Moses. Once we get Charlie safe, I'll make my way back here. I'll get the other one. I'll grab you 2, okay?
My Mac.
Okay, let's activate the valve pipe.
Mac, this valve will purge the water, yes?
Moses, listen to me. Yes, it will, but I don't know what's gonna happen when you hit that valve.
I am brave and strong.
I know you are, Moses. I know. But the sub could shift when the weight displaces. It will be dangerous.
Hope is alive, Mac. Hope can come back.
Moses, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I can believe that.
Mac, I believe.
I was angry at you, Moses. I shouldn't have been. You were her best friend. What else would she have done?
My Mac.
Do it. And thank you, Moses.
Okay, we're going to turn the wheel. What fate will belie our poor Moses? Oh no, I think he's trapped, isn't he?
Moses. Moses.
Here. Ferran. Not well. Not good.
We have this in common, my friend.
Ferran.
You must get the escape suit. Put it in QSD.
Feeling less strong, less brave.
You must try.
I cannot move.
You can. You must. All it requires is everything. I know you would give everything for her.
Ferran.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you for this ending.
Everything.
Oh no. Oh damn, man.
I am Moses. I am Hope's best friend.
Well, that's actually quite sad. Both the ending of Ferran and Moses. Jesus. Well, we've got a nuclear warhead. This industrial-looking escape suit is a working prototype for a brand new line of full-body emergency gear right out of a spy film. Our plug suit should be able to interface with this and keep us from dying from nitrogen narcosis, decompression sickness, oxygen toxicity, and carbon dioxide toxicity. Seems to be a medkit attached to this.
There. Medical kit's free now.
Adrenaline pouch. I've taken a shot of this right to the eyeball once. It was a hell of a party. And let's say that 9 months later, Hope was born. Jesus. Oh, he's all staticked out. No, Moses. God damn. Right. Oh, man, Charlie. I hope this was worth it, you dumb bit. Ferran's gone, Moses is gone. Two of my...
Looks like a crypt.
Oh.
And a maze, a test of wit. Choose your path with care.
Can't you just tell me which way to go?
That would hardly be a test, brother.
You're really getting on my last nerve, you know that?
Oh, this isn't going to be one of those things where I have to click on directions specifically, or I'll end up back at one place or another. It's going to be like that, isn't it? Oh, God.
I don't know where I'm going.
It is a test, brother. We are all tested. We do not all pass.
Ceramic pot sits still, partially filled with hardened, jutting bone and grit, and rotten baskets house mould-encrusted foods, and rows of skulls and femurs decorate the walls. Yeah, it's going to be like, right, you go in this direction, you're going to end up over here, and then you keep turning around until you find the correct combination. This is going to be pain. Displaced mounds of mud and sand are stained with a burgundy-coloured fluid, and swollen and damp wooden tracks lay partially buried, and rotten baskets house mould-encrusted food.
This all looks the same.
Knots of mud, drowned debris lie in a tangled, untidy heap, and it does all look the same. This is possibly one of my most hated puzzles in any game ever, is the pick your direction and hope it's the right one. There was one game that had a puzzle like this that was the most hated of all, and I couldn't get past it until a gaming magazine come out with the way through. This is back when the internet was not a massive thing. It was called Breath of Fire 3, and there was a point where you had to walk through the desert and follow the star and then not follow the star. It was horrible. I leveled my characters up so much in that desert, though. I come out of that like so overpowered it wasn't even funny. Oh, God. Alright. Anyway. Dozens of cramped, polished skulls decorate the walls. Scattered wooden shards of remnants decorate the floor. Rows of skulls and femurs decorate the walls. And decomposing wooden beams wait patiently. And Mac's patience is probably going to run out time we finish this. So, this is going to be the end of this installment. It is so sad that we have now lost Moses and Ferran. Ferran got to see the end of his story, and at least he died with at least a little bit of peace in that knowledge. Poor Moses didn't deserve what he got, but it is what it is, and he is now gone, leaving just Mac and Charlie. And I kind of hope Mac gets out and Charlie dies, because it's her dumbass fault that we're down here in the first place, but hey, you know. We'll find out what happens in the next installment of Stasis Bone Totem. Hopefully in the next episode I'll be able to get out of this horrifying maze, because I know it's going to wind me up like you wouldn't believe, and I may end up having to use a guide to get out of it, but we will see how we go. Until then, folks, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.